This is a Porsche that boasts it has a turbo, which would have been understandable considering Porsche's trim levels in any other model, but this one, it's electric. So what's going on here? We are at the historic Goodwood Circuit in England. First things first, this started out back in 2015 with the Mission E concept, and the end product is pretty identical to that concept, minus the suicide doors. Thus, it is a pretty futuristic design, and I won't be surprised if this is Porsche's new design language. It's also Porsche's first ever electric car. Well, technically the second, since in 1898 their first ever car was electric. And apparently nowadays, electric cars launch almost instantaneously, and this boasts it'll go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.8. Let's see if that's true. Holy shit! It did not just accelerate that fast! Oh my god, okay, electric cars do launch that fast, okay. Okay, so where does this acceleration come from then? The torque in this car is 650 Newton meters of torque, and the power is 750 horsepower, which is pretty immaculate. Other than that, let's talk about the range and charging speed, because apparently that's also important to mention. For this, the quote-unquote Turbo S does 400 kilometers on a single charge, and it charges from 5% to 80% in 22.5 minutes, if under the ideal conditions. But I can't prove those because, you know, this is a video game. Where does this fit in the market? This is a sporty four-door electric sedan, and the word sporty would probably best describe this. What it is a more handling-focused electric car because it does handle like a sports saloon. It's responsive. In terms of driving modes, there's range, self-explanatory, shifts its focus to saving fuel for longer distance travel, normal, which is everyday driving, sport, which seems to be like normal but with a bit more kick, Sport Plus, which transforms this into an athlete, and it is the driving mode I've been using for this review. Interestingly, this doesn't have a traditional 1-speed gearbox like other EVs. It is a 2-speed gearbox. The first gear focuses on acceleration from standing start, while the second gear ensuring high efficiency and power reserves. Oh, and the sound. Let me be clear, this has sound, more of the artificial end, but we've seen this before from BMW. But the way it's presented is what I'm talking about. Have a listen. And that's what I'm telling. They've made it a spaceship themed sound and it makes this EV feel intriguing. But this sound is only available when you're on Sport Plus unless you customize the drive modes to be that. Oh well. Apart from that, it's great that Porsche took time to develop the apparent voice of the Taycan. So how does this compare to other EVs? I would have made a comparison, but the one I was gonna look at is from 2012, so pictures will have to do. In terms of other EVs, the Tesla Model S seems to be the benchmark. Since it's been out for the longest and it's the most popular EV sedan for quite a bit, the Model S in comparison is a more mundane experience in my mind. Yes, the performance can hit 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5, but it just doesn't handle as well. How about its sister car, Audi RS e-tron GT? If you want pure performance, the Taycan would obviously be the faster one, but the RS e-tron GT in my opinion is a more daily driver. It's not as mundane as the Tesla, but it sits perfectly in between. Then the Lucid Air. I think it's a more relaxed experience. Comfy, if you will. Although the Sapphire is pure business. The Taycan Turbo S is the ideal driving-focused EV. The best in terms of handling, driving pleasure, enthusiast features. With all that said, what do I think? As an avid Porsche fan, I would be fanboying over this, but not really. I still think it's a great option in the electric sedan market, and as I've said before, it is the best enthusiast EV, and you are expecting that from a Porsche. Which is why I'm not surprised that it is the best handling electric sedan. To end it off, the styling is good, the performance is what you'll expect, but sadly, it doesn't have a turbo.
Wonder.